What's up? Is this I don't even know if my um is my audio working? I know I sound like I smoke a pack a day, but I don't. I just woke up. I haven't said anything all morning. What's up? It is your girl, Pastor Courage Molina, coming to you live with the Dose of Courage Freedom Friday. Let's say, okay, bam, here we go. Let's have something up here. Um, I'm at the hotel, still in Florida. Going home today. Praise God, praise God, praise God. But it's Freedom Friday. So let's get what's up, Stephanie and Janae and Taryn and Vina. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, yeah, so like where do I even start, right? It's Freedom Friday. So sometimes you go through an experience, good or bad. You learn something. I know this is something else. You learn something, you read a book, you take a class. Yeah, that's no good. You read a you take a class, you read a book, something happens, and you realize that the course that you're on may not be the best course, or that there's a better opportunity, or you just change and you don't want it anymore, right? So I've been here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida for I got here, what day did I get here? Um I don't know. What's today? Today's Friday. I got here Wednesday. I got here Wednesday because there was a death in my family. Um, and so I came to support my A1. And on the ride here, I listened to um, this book called Essentialism, which is a book that I've listened to and read before. And I tell y'all about it all the time. Like, it is probably one of the books that's not like Christian, that has had the greatest impact on me, right? It's not like a Christian book. It's just a get your life together type of book. And it's probably one of the books that has had the greatest impact on me as an entrepreneur. Um, but I hadn't read it in a long time, and I recommend it all the time. And so I bought it again, and Laverta rode down here with me, and she's very bookish. So I thought, well, I'm sure she will not mind me listening to this book, as we go down. And she didn't. So we listened to the book on the way here. And so there are a lot of things going on, right, with the passing of my cousin, and with me being back home where I'm from, traveling down the streets that I grew up in. Yes, hey, Pauldra, I'm just up the street from you, right? Um, Going into the neighborhoods where I, came from and visiting with my family or whatever. There's a being here reminds me of how much things have changed, not just here in the city, but how much I've changed, right? It's you just can't help but see it. I just can't help but see how I've changed since I've been here, and it's fine. And nobody's really got a problem with me being changed, but I'm different. And listening to this book, talking about having this focus and this vision or whatever, and realizing that there are still more changes to come. But what happens is we make long term plans, and I think that we should make long term plans. We make these long term plans, and we plan to do this and we plan to do that. And even though we are growing, for those of us, I know that y'all are on here because y'all are growing. For those of us who are growing, we know that as we grow, we change. And as we change, we sometimes will still stick to whatever plan the previous version of ourselves made. So this is May. And for those of you who are, everybody in here is coached by me, right? Yep, everybody in here is coached by me. What's up? For those of you who've been coached by me, there were some plans I made in January and for the year, and those plans changed. There were strategies that I had set in place for January for this year, 2022, and those plans changed. And the reason those plans changed is because I changed. And we should expect, one, that living things grow and growing things change. And we don't change year to year. We change day by day. So you don't need to wait until the end of the year or till the new year, until whatever it is that you have, whatever arbitrary deadline or date or due date that you set comes, for you to say, okay, now I can change up how I do it. No, as you change and grow as a person, as a human being, as the Spirit of God continues to reveal yourself to you, you can make the decision in those moments to change and adjust the plans that you had for next week, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. I want you to get the freedom, one, to continue to change. That's my favorite word, to continue to change every single day. You don't have to be who you've always been. You don't have to be who they said you were. You don't have to respond the way you used to respond. The minute that you realize that your previous response might not have been the best response, you can make the decision that the next response is going to be a better response. The minute that you realize, I'm no longer interested in the things that I was interested in at the start of the year, you don't have to stay with your commitment through the end of the year. I was so excited about a conference. I was so excited about a conference I was going to go to later on this year, that I was waiting for the tickets. I was waiting for the tickets to go on sale since 2021. I missed the conference last year. I planned on going, but just, I don't know. I feel like the date came up quick. I don't know what happened, but I didn't go. But I was waiting for these conference tickets when 2022 hit. 2022 hit and the tickets went on sale. I was like maybe the first or second person to buy a ticket. Was like a first or second person to buy a ticket. How do I know that? Because there was like this contest. If you're the first 10, then you get like all these bonuses or whatever. And the conference is still not for some months to come, but it's May, and I've changed. I haven't just changed my mind. My mind has changed because I have changed. And there's a part of you that thinks, well, maybe, or let me not say you, there's a part of me that feels like, well, I could probably make it work, right? I could probably, because I know what I was going to the conference for, and I know what the strategy was. And I'm talking to you as an entrepreneur too, just so we're clear. I know what I was going to the conference for, and I know what the strategy was, and I know what it was I wanted to do and how I was going to use that conference to leverage it so that I could grow as a business owner. But as I have changed this year, and God has been saying more and more that impact is the way to go. And so now we've been focused way more on Bible, right? And I mean when I say we, I mean me and my kingdom executive team. Okay. We've been focused and having way more conversations about impact. That's just like been on repeat. Impact. I can either say, okay, yes, I'm gonna go and make this work and figure it out. And I haven't decided, I feel like I look crazy. I haven't decided that I'm definitely not going, but I don't think I'm going. I think I'm just not ready to say I'm definitely not going. I think I'm just not ready to say out my mouth, I'm definitely not going. But between me and you, quietly, I'm probably not going. Why? Because I came here to support my A1. And what I realized is that for a long time, we've made decisions that, I mean, it's just how you grow up. We learn to make decisions and take into consideration how somebody else might feel. Well, if I make this decision for myself, how are these other people going to feel about that decision? What are they going to think about my decision? What are they going to say about my decision? And then we learn to take into consideration. Then we learn to take into consideration everybody's thoughts, everybody's feelings, even if they're not related to us. And so then when we transition into adults and now we've become business owners and entrepreneurial mindset, and now we ministry leaders and all of that, what do y'all think sometimes when you think about taking your business to the next level? What are some of the parameters that you use when it's time for you to make a choice about whether you're going to do something or use a strategy or offer a particular product or set your price? Are you guys, do you guys not think about like what somebody else is going to think about your price. And I don't mean in your most confident moments. I mean in those moments where you are unsure, or those seasons where you're unsure. Do you ever think about, like, dang, if I do this, people are going to think, if I change my mind, right? Especially when it comes to changing my mind, because it's like, I said I was going to do XYZ. I said I wanted to be this. I said I wanted to go here. But now the person who said I wanted to be, I wanted to do, I wanted to have, she was a person who didn't have the insight, experience, growth that this girl has. And that's true about you if you are intentional about your growth, if you are getting in the word to interpret it rightly and to apply it to your life, and you're applying it to your life, that who you are today is not who you will be 30 days from now. It's not who you'll be 13 days from today. You are going to be a different person. And so, am I bound to the choices that I made before I was who I am? Absolutely not. There's so many things that are changing. All right. There are so many things that are changing. The way you see things, your perspective, even your desire, even what you believe to be possible, right? Even your resilience, even your ability to take and stand risk. I used to feel like I was very risk averse. I didn't really want to try anything that had a lot of risk. But now I'm like, I've grown to a place where I'm like, no, let's throw it all in. I was writing in my journal the other day, this week, actually. I was writing in my journal this week, like, it's so crazy. Um, when I write in my journal, it's a time with me and God. And so we're always talking about what he wants me to do and what we're doing next, and my thoughts on what we're doing, my concerns about what we're doing. And I said to him, I'm like, okay, God, cool, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. And and I'm just writing this out, right? Before I could finish writing out, I don't want to, it's not wise. I think I might have said, I don't have my journal up here. I have it with me, but it's just not up on this bed. I wrote before I could finish writing out, I don't think it's wise, or is it wise to put all my eggs in one basket? And before I could finish actually writing out the sentence on the paper, he was saying to me, yeah, but the basket's in my hand, right? So, like, you might be putting all your eggs in one basket, and that sounds like wisdom. Come on, Jesus. It sounds like wisdom to say not to put all your eggs in one basket. But if God is telling you to put all your eggs in one basket, then it's fine. Why? Because the basket is in the hands of God anyway. So I just got so free. And that freedom is I feel like I feel like that freedom, when I think about it, oh my gosh. I feel like this freedom is going to be very upsetting for people. And I don't want to upset people, right? Because I've been groomed to, when I make a decision, to think about how somebody else is going to feel, what somebody else is going to think. Is this person still going to like me? Is this still going to work out? I've built a business, and my eyes are burning. I built a business, and now we're building this ministry, leading this ministry, and I don't think that I have this huge platform, but I have a following, and I've worked for years to create this following, to be a woman of influence. And so for me to grow to a place where these this growth means that I'm going to be changing, right? This growth means I'm going to be changing. In conversation, it sounds good to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Da, da, da. But then when it comes down to the nitty gritty, this is my business. This ain't my job. And I just want to be honest with y'all. This is my business. This is not my job. This is my business. This is not my side hustle. As I say that to you, right now, I can hear God say, yeah, but I'm your provider. But I don't want y'all to think that's on some, Christian saying type stuff. I want you to understand that sometimes change and growth and making a decision to use a new strategy or to go a different way because you no longer want what you wanted before. Now you've gotten to a place where you are free to say what it is you really want, and you're free to say what you really want to be known for. There was a time where you couldn't make decisions for yourself. There was a time where, you was working for somebody else and they told you what your goals and things were, and they told you what the objectives were and what time you needed to be there and what you could expect to get from your efforts and what the possibilities were. There was a time where your parents were telling you what you could and couldn't do. There was a time where the school was telling you what you could and couldn't do. And so when you get to this place where you feel like you have this freedom and now you can change your mind, even though you've been freed from somebody else dictating what you can and can't do and whether or not you can change your mind, you don't always walk in that freedom. I have the freedom to choose. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm not talking about not honoring contracts as a business owner. I'm not talking about, oh, come on. Okay, the Lord is coming for me. I'm not talking about, not honoring contracts and things of that nature. I'm talking about because of who I am now, not because of what I do, not because of my title, because of the woman that I am now. This woman with this level of understanding and insight realizes and recognizes that those choices are not best for where she's going. I had no vision for the church, so I could do anything. I was talking to my little cousin yesterday. I'm always asking him questions. He's 19. Y'all probably prayed for him. If y'all have been with me for a while, y'all probably prayed for him. Jason, he graduated last year, and like right after he graduated, a week later, he had to have brain surgery. And so he's doing well, and he's in school. He's in college. And so whenever I see him, I'm always asking him questions about his major. What do you think he wants to do? He's got this girlfriend who I absolutely love. And I'm always asking him, like, are y'all planning on getting married? He's a very old soul, And I asked him the other day, do you think you're going to marry her? And I don't think that he should be getting married now because he's only 19. But I'm like, Jason, you think you're going to marry her? He was like, I'm not thinking that far ahead. And I laughed. I said, are you thinking about doing what married people do? And he laughed. He was like, he calls me Paquita. He's like, no, Paquita. I was like, okay, I'll just ask it, and the big cousin, so I'm gonna ask whatever I want to ask. And then the next day I saw him again, the next day, and I was like, we were just talking. I was asking about school's going well, and I was asking him, like, does he plan on moving? That's what I asked him. Does he plan on leaving? He's like, yeah, he definitely plans on moving from this, from New Smyrna or whatever. And so I'm like, where are you gonna go? Where do you think you'd like to go? And he gave me the same answer. I don't know, I haven't planned that far ahead. And so I looked at him and I said, now every time I ask you something, you tell me you haven't planned that far ahead. How far ahead have you planned? And he said, just day to day. I was like, oh boy, that's a fool's game. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, that's a fool's game. I was like, that doesn't work. I'm like, you don't have to, I mean, it's not a stone tablet, right? It's not that when you make these long range plans that you absolutely have to stick to it. You can change your mind, you can change your strategy as you grow, as you learn more. You can decide to do something else. I'm like, but how do you decide what you're going to do from day to day? How do you decide what classes you're going to take? How do you decide how much money you need to make or whatever? Because that changes depending on where you plan on going. So if I'm like, oh, I want to get a job for $50,000, that sounds good for a young person here in New Smyrna, but $50,000 is poverty in California. You are living an impoverished life. Okay, $50,000 a year is great in Mississippi and Alabama. $50,000 is, you're struggling a little bit in New York, right? And so I'm like, you need to get your mind right and start thinking. I'm like, so the next time I ask you something, you better tell me something more than for the next week, boy. You better be telling me what you plan on doing when you graduate, what you think you want to do when you graduate or whatever. And I'm telling you this because I didn't have a vision for the church. It was just like, what am I studying? When am I going to teach? That was it. What am I going to teach for the year? We weren't going anywhere as a church. I didn't have any great plans as a church. But now that I have a vision, for the church, I came back from the retreat and I got a vision for the church. And the Holy Spirit led me into considering what is my vision for myself. And as I understand my vision for myself, as the Lord reveals the vision, I call it my vision, right? Because it's for me. As the Lord reveals my vision for myself, some of the choices and the plans that I made, some of the commitments that I made, some of the things that I planned on doing for the rest of the year no longer are in alignment with that vision. And it is not a coincidence that I read The Vision Driven Leader. Then I immediately started reading Essentialism again. And then we're getting ready to do deep work, because through reading The Vision Driven Leader, I got a vision for the church. I got a vision for myself as a person. Not even my life, myself as a person. And reading Essentialism, it's this disciplined pursuit of doing less. And God knows I want to be the best at what He's called me to do. And so when you have a vision, it doesn't make any sense to have all the noise and the extra stuff. That's just, and it's fine. It's fine. People can live however they want to live. It's fine. People can live however they want to live. So I'm not telling you to be an essentialist. Do whatever you want to do. I'm saying for me, because of the vision that I have for my life, and because of my own preferences, and because of who I've come to be and how I've grown and how I've changed, some of the things I planned on doing in 2023 don't fit anymore. Some of the things I planned on doing throughout 2022 don't fit anymore. They don't fit with the vision. So am I going to keep doing it because I said I was going to do it? Am I going to keep doing it because it's a strategy I mapped out? Am I going to keep doing it because somebody's going to be disappointed? Let me tell you something. If I don't have a contractual, do you hear me? I want y'all to get free. If I don't have a contractual responsibility to you, right? If I got a contract with you, if I have a contractual responsibility to you, then I'm gonna be a woman of my word as far as this contract is concerned. Do you hear me? But if it ain't in the contract and I have grown, I'm not bound to it. I'm out. It's done. It's dead. I don't care what I said I was gonna do. Oh, I thought you said we was gonna start. Okay, I know I said that, but the person who said that, she didn't know, she didn't have a vid. She was different. And so this new person, I'm not bound to something she committed to. She's not here anymore. She's gone. She's no longer with the company. And so I'm the new sheriff in town. And since I'm the new sheriff in town and I have this mindset and I have my marching orders, and now I can see clearly now I got this vision, I'm not doing that other stuff. And the problem at this level for most of us, you ladies included, the problem at this level is that you have no bad choices. You don't have any bad options. You don't have any bad options. Everything you're looking at is a good idea. Everything you're looking at is a good option. Everything, all the choices you have, choice A, B, and C, they all good, and good. They all are good choices, right? There are no bad options on the table until you filter them through your vision, until you filter them through your assignment, until you filter them through your preferences. There are things that I used to like to do, I don't like to do anymore. And people can say I need to get back to doing whatever, but I don't care. I'm not her. The girl who used to like to do XYZ, she don't like to do that no more. So I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to do it because somebody else used to like to do it. As we grow and allow God to be Lord, then expansion is going to happen. More sectors will be added to the vision and adjustments will happen and things will change to fit where you are going. Yes, that requires a commitment to Christ. It requires a commitment to change. It requires a determination to be free in every single area that your growth, revelation, and assignment allows. It requires a determination to be committed to those things. It requires because like Venus saying, the one thing constant in life is change. And we say that, but we don't act like it. We say the one thing constant in life is change, but then when we are changing, we still want to hold on to the same patterns. When we are changing, when we know better, when we've grown, when we see what our assignment is, when we understand what our when we start to see our anointing, when we know we can see that the seasons are changing, we know that God has had us in the back or on the side, but now He's calling us to the front, that is change. We still somehow want to hold on to the old things. We still want to hold on to how we used to be. We still want to hold on to our previous level of comfort. But we know things change. Nobody would deny that. We got to act like that, right? We know the one thing constant in life is change. I love that you said that. We know that the one thing constant in life is change, but we don't act like we know. I feel like that TikTok. Act like you know, act like you know, act like you know, act like. That's how I feel like we got to start acting like we know. Absolutely love it. New seasons reveal new things, new levels requires change. Absolutely. I can't be a CEO still behaving like a solo entrepreneur. I got to make different decisions. I can't be a pastor. I can't be pastor of a whole church, still acting like I'm just an e-group leader, waiting on somebody from the church to give me permission to do something. Come on. Oh, that's good, Lord. Right? I was an e-group leader. I was a Bible study leader. I was a Bible study teacher. I'm not a Bible study teacher anymore. I still teach Bible. I'm not a Bible teacher anymore. I'm a pastor. I cannot I can't keep waiting. It makes no sense for me to keep waiting like somebody's going to hand me the rules of the church, what I can and can't do. Who? Who am I? I'm waiting on somebody to tell me like, "Oh, it's okay for you to do that. It's okay for you to change this." I'm always thinking about what I'm going to teach, right? That's one of the things I think about a lot. Obviously, what I'm going to teach and what our next Bible study guide is going to be. And so, preparing the next Bible study guide right now, I'm studying Luke because that's going to be the next Bible study guide. And I'm already thinking about next year because now I got a vision. I'm already thinking about next year. And the vision hasn't even changed anymore. I've been saying, "Ooh, this is good. This is so good." Because I don't think I told y'all this. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all got time? I got a little time, even though I got to go see my mama before I leave. And pray she got some biscuits and salmon croquettes left. I did not know she was cooking yesterday. Breakfast. I drank all that dang coffee. I ain't have enough room. I only had one little salmon croquette. That's not enough. That is not enough. No, that's not. It's not good. It's not good just to have the one little thing. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find this thing I want to share. Oh, here we go, right here with y'all. Oh, this is so good. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is. Oh, can I tell y'all? Well, let me just tell y'all this, right? Let me just tell y'all this. Because I think I can't tell y'all. I went through all that trouble and made y'all wait and all this, but I think I can't. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Is that there are lots of decisions that are made when you are looking at the vision. It's not so much what you're gonna do, it's also really defining what you're not gonna do and what you're not gonna focus on. When you have a vision, it instructs your it informs your decisions, right? And so your ability to make those choices and make those decisions change when you change, right? The way at which you stay disciplined to what you were going to do or how you're going to do changes as you change. And I want to give you the freedom. I want to give you the freedom to change your mind. I want to give you the freedom to change your perspective. I want to give you the freedom to change your strategy, to change your you're realizing that the vision that you had, because that's what's happening. Let me just tell you, that's what's happening. I'm realizing over the last few weeks or so that the vision that I have was a vision I chose and not the clear vision that God gave me. Why? Because I wasn't in a place at that time. I needed to cast a vision, but I wasn't in a place at that time where I could cast a vision freely, free from the lie that kept me bound for a decade, free from still kind of being focused on what other people would think, free from thoughts and feelings of unworthiness, free. Like I made that vision based on, the best that I thought I was allowed to be, right? And so I want to give you permission to cast the true vision. I don't want to say cast a new vision. It's not a new vision. It's not a new vision. It's not new. It's old. It was already in you. It's the thing you already wanted to do. It's always been a part of you. But for whatever reason, who you were 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 weeks ago, we did in the community vision casting. Who you were when you did that vision casting is not who you are today. You've made some changes. You've had some experiences. You've been in the word. You have grown since then, and you've been intentional about growing. You've realized some things about yourself. You've realized more of the limits that have had you bound. You realize that lie didn't just impact one part of your life, but it's really has threaded through other parts of your life. You've been exposed to people who are walking in freedom in a way that you never even thought possible. Man, when I tell you that retreat was everything, that retreat was everything, man. Everything. Everything. Right? Being able to see, I've been exposed to things that I wasn't exposed to before. And so now I'm in a space where Courage Molina can cast the true vision, right? The one that was in my heart when I got ordained online so I could marry my sister. And that was a long time ago. The one who started studying the Bible back in 2013, who all I wanted to do in my personal life was talk about Bible and lead women to study the Bible and teach them how to study the Bible. That vision was there way back then, right? That vision was there way back then, but I casted a different vision. I cast a vision based on my education, based on the most I thought I could be okay with, the most I thought people would be okay with. Well, even though some people might feel a type of way about me teaching Bible, it's no way that I can think that the Lord has, it's no way that I can be like, oh, I'm about to be a pastor. It's no way. Like, now you're doing the most. It's okay. I'm technically, and I've said that to my team. I've said that to my church. Okay, well, technically, I guess we're a church. When I started writing out what it looked like, because I'm not saying I robbed myself, but I'm saying that I didn't, I didn't own I didn't own who I am. I didn't own that I'm the pastor of the church, and I didn't own it because I didn't come into it saying, "Oh, well, I'm going to, be a church planter. I'm going to start this church and this is what we're going to do." And because it's so different, and because I only want to serve women, and because we only study in one thing the whole year, and because we only doing XYZ, and because we're only doing this, well, we are a church. I allowed for people to call it a Bible study. I continue to call it a Bible study over and over and over. Even though in my heart I wanted to call it a church, I couldn't say it. Even though I was resistant, I wasn't resisting external things. I was fighting myself on the inside. That faith and that fear was fighting, but I got free. I got free. And now that I'm free, I can say what it is. I can say that the mission I said for the church ain't the mission for the church. It was the mission I felt like I could say. It was big. It was big and it was different. It was big and it was different, right? But it's not the full breadth of what God has been saying to me. It's not the full breadth of what my heart truly desires, but I've gotten free. And so since I've gotten free, I have the right. Ooh, bump the right, bump the right, bump the right. I have the authority. Forget about do I have the right to do it or not. I have the authority to change my mind about the church's vision. I have the authority to change my mind about the church's mission. I have the authority to change my mind about the requirements to be a part of this ministry. And I don't mean as a church, anybody can come, women, it's still for women. But I mean on the church team, on the ministry team, right? I can set a different requirement. I have the right. When I came back from the retreat, I was like, everybody's out. Everybody's out. Everybody on the leadership team, everybody out. Everybody out. Why? Because I know that you said yes to something different than what is going to be moving forward. Right? I know that you said yes to, and because I know this, and because of the type of coach too, right? Boy, y'all got the best, really, because I'm a coach too, right? Because of the type of coach that I am, and the type of work that I do, and the type of studying that I do, what I know to be true about people who are committed, people who love you, people who want to be a part of something great. What I know to be true is that those people don't often give themselves permission to walk away, even if you say, hey, things have changed. Even when you come back and you say, hey guys, things have changed. So if you guys don't want to go forward with us, we understand, right? Even most of the time, those people, they still gonna stay. Even though they have permission to leave, even though things have changed, even though what they said to yes before is now something different to what they're saying yes to now, people will still stay. And I didn't want that. I didn't. I won't have that for the amazing church that God has called me to. So everybody's out. Everybody. I came back. I was like, hey guys, we're not having weekly meetings anymore. We will not have another weekly meeting until me and the Holy Ghost, Jesus, and God map out what this vision is for the church. And I get crystal clear on what it's going to be moving forward. Everybody is out and we're not having no more meetings. We're not having another meeting until I figure it out. Everybody's out. People are like, well, why are we? No, everybody's out. Now, I know you said yes. I know I said that you this person and you that person, but everybody's out because now the new requirement because you're no longer a part of the team now, you out. The new requirement is that your vision, the vision that God has for you is that you've been called to ministry, and not just ministry in general, that you've been called to ministry at this church under my leadership. Not that a lot of people have been called to ministry. I've been called to ministry, but not at Elevation. And I love Elevation. I've been called to ministry. And I don't want you to think what I thought. Oh, if I'm not called to be in ministry at my church, then maybe I haven't been called to ministry. That's not true. It's not true. Just because you haven't been called to be on the leadership team, God is not saying that's your assignment. It doesn't mean you haven't been called to ministry. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your church. It means that God has a different plan for you. That's it. But guess what? Somebody has been called to Elevation. Somebody has been called to build the church called Elevation Church. God is waking up people right now today in their eyes, in their minds, in their heart, and they are moving across country and into different cities and different states. Why? Because when they get in their prayer closet, they can hear God, not Pastor Stephen. They can hear God say, that's where I want you to use your talents. That's where I want you to minister. That's where I want you to be in ministry. When they sit down to say, God, where will you have me to go? God is putting Elevation Church on their mind. So do I think that Elevation Church is more important to God than Dose of Courage Community Church? Absolutely, I do not. Absolutely not. I do not think that. So if I know that to be true for Elevation Church, the church that grew me, the church if you ask me what church I go to, and it ain't my church, it's Elevation Church. Right? Do I think that God would do that for Elevation Church and he doesn't have those standards for Dose of Courage Community Church? No, I don't think that. That sounds crazy. Who said that? Who said that? No, I don't think that. I think Dose of Courage Community Church is important to God. I think Dose of Courage Community Church is very important to God. And since I know it's important to God, and I know that God intends to build his church, and I know that I cannot do this alone, and I know he doesn't intend for me to do it alone, I know that he has already gone before me, making a way, dropping it into the spirits of women all over this planet that are going to be on a journey that will lead them to be building at Dose of Courage Community Church. I know that because that's how he works, even if I don't know who they are, right? Even if I don't know who they are or what they'll do when I don't have to know them. God is speaking in private places. God is speaking in quiet places. God is speaking through other sermons, through songs, through experiences that they are to be aligned with Dose of Courage Community Church. That gives me the freedom to say everybody's out and I'm cool with whoever don't come back. And I don't mean that like you ain't got to come back. I mean that don't hold up a space that God has put somebody else's name on. Don't miss your post. How about that part? I don't want you here when you're supposed to be over there. No, I don't want you over here. The Lord said you're supposed to be over there. Girl, you better go over there. Cross the street. You better go down 2 or 3 seats because the Lord said you're supposed to be over there, not right here in this spot. Things are changing. And that's okay. And so I just want to give you the freedom to change your mind, to change your attitude, to change your perspective, to change your strategy, change the name of your business, change your brand, change your vision to the true vision and not the watered down vision. I want to give you the freedom. I want you to exercise the vision to change your plans, to change all the things. I want to give you permission to change your church. I want to give you permission to change where you serve and how you serve. I want to give you permission to change all the things, okay? You're a new woman. You're not the same person you were 12 weeks ago. Who set those New Year's resolutions? Who set that 12-week plan? Who started out to build a business? You built a business for a time. That's great. And now God is calling you to something else. I told you I won't be coaching next year. I'm like 98% sure. It's 2%. I'm like 98% sure I won't be coaching in 2023, which is bananas to me. That is absolutely bananas to me. Literally makes like no sense. Because my coaching business actually does very well. My coaching business actually is what allows me to travel the way that I do. It is what brings in the income. The coaching business is what allowed me to retire my husband. Okay? Like, but I got a vision. So I'm gonna keep saying yes to stuff I know is not in alignment. No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep expending time, energy, and resources to something that's not the main thing. I am not. I could. It's not that I couldn't. It's not that I don't have the time. It's not that there isn't enough time. I could. But I prioritize. I'm deciding to prioritize teaching women how to study their Bible over teaching them how to build their businesses. I can do both. I've done both. But I'm a new person. I've grown. I've learned, right? I've gotten greater insight. And if I want to be wildly successful, right? If I want to be wildly successful, it requires that I specialize. Because the truth is, I don't know about anybody else, but I want to be known for something. I want to be known for something in this world. I want to be known for something before I die, first and foremost. And I want to be known for something after my passing. And the thing that I've been saying I want to be known for is not the thing that I put the most focus and energy in. So it's out. I have more trust in God than I had at the beginning of the year. I trust him now. I trust God more today than I did in January. And I know that in December, I will trust him more in December than I do today. So who knows what other radical thing I'm still too afraid to do, or what other radical thing he can assign to me. Because, he took them through the Red Sea because they weren't ready to go around and face the giants. Right? They didn't have enough faith. He was going to grow their faith. They were going to go to the promised land. But when they came out of Egypt, they got free. He was like, they could win. They have the power. They have the anointing. They have me. They could definitely do it, but they not ready. So if I took them that way, those people would run back to Egypt. No, I got to take them through the Red Sea, right? So I know that I will have more faith, more trust come December. So who knows what radical thing I'll be doing. But as of today, May 13th, right? And I'm sure that you already know this. I'm sure that you know this. I reserve the right to change my mind, my plans, and the trajectory of what God has given me the minute I feel like it needs to be changed without notice, question, or apology, or hesitation. Okay? Right? Because Courage Molina of May 13th, 2000, 22 is saying that the coaching programs are phasing out December, probably like December 15th, because y'all know I don't work those last 2 weeks anyway. Phasing out. Not doing another coaching plan in 2023. I'm not coaching in 2023. I have no, as of May 13th, all plan. And I know I told y'all, I just told y'all, I was like, oh, this is going to be shutting down and I'm going to do a new plan. I got a new coaching program. It's going to be great. And the program is going to be great. Would have been great. Let me say that. The program would have been great. I was actually going to launch it at the retreat. I was going to let you guys know that you could get in. I was going to allow you to have 12-month payment plan, all the things. But I'm growing. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. I'm growing and changing at a rapid pace. So it's not, so it's, I didn't change my mind. So guess what? Courageous faith will not be renewed. We're not renewing past, actually, yeah, let me go ahead and just say, I'm not even going to be dealing with that. Yeah, no, there are no renewals for courageous faith past December. Like, it's done. You want to be here till December 15th? Great. You can renew till December 15th. Courageous Living Mastermind ends in 12 weeks, and then you'll get Courageous Faith, and you'll get Courageous Faith through December 15th. Because that new year coming up, January, February, nope, it won't be a thing. There will be no way for you to be coached by me. I will not be coaching in 2023. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm actually saying this out loud on a dang on YouTube live. Wow. Yeah. I don't know why I'm kind of hesitant to say it, to just own. I'm not owning it yet. It's true. Lots of things are true, but you don't necessarily own them. So this, what I'm saying to you, is true. But it's so shocking to me. Oh my gosh. It's such a shock to me that I'm not owning it yet. It's like a new pair of shoes. I haven't broken them in yet. You know what I'm saying? I won't be coaching. I won't have any coaching programs, or I'm the coach and I'm coaching you to something. No, it's not for 2023. My focus in 2023 is going to be, as far as business is concerned, is Courage Molina University, building out Courage Molina University with courageous discipleship. It's going to be that. And, DIY courses. It's going to be, that, some individual little things that you can do. But even those are going to be probably about Bible and probably about teaching you how to study your Bible, because there are a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, and this ain't modest. This ain't nothing modest about it, but it's true. I feel like Mary J. Blige. I ain't saying I'm the best, but I'm the best. You hear me? There are a lot of business coaches, content creating coaches, time management coaches that are way better than me. There are lots of them that are better equipped than me to coach. And I've coached since probably like 2015, full time since 2017. I'm amazing at creating curriculum. I don't know if it's anybody out there better than me at that. Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know about that one. But just like business coaching, there are so many business coaches out there that are so much better than me. So much better than me. But you're gonna be hard pressed, and I mean hard pressed, to find somebody that teaches the Bible the way I do. Hard pressed. And that's just real. You're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody that teaches you how to study the Bible the way that I do. And there's more than just technique. And I know y'all know that. Anybody that's been taught Bible by me taught it. Anybody that's come through courageous discipleship, you know what I'm saying. If you know, then you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, then you know. Right? Even if you've been in the class before. I got women who have been through seminary who come through courageous discipleship, and they're like, wow, I paid for a whole degree, a whole certification, and I didn't get this. Right? So I'm trying to tell you right now, right? Because I'm a new me, right? I'm getting better and better, and bolder and bolder. I'm getting better and better at being able to see me. So when I think about what is the greatest contribution I can make to women, what is the greatest contribution I can make in the lives of women? It is not in coaching you, it's in teaching you Bible and helping you to build those skills and helping you to build that love and enjoyment for learning and studying. It's in leading you and being a disciple. It's in leading you to being committed to that growth as a lifestyle and not just this, well, I'm just going to study a little bit of this, I'm going to study. Like, it's the the skill and the gifting, and it's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. I feel like everybody could benefit from it, but it's not for everybody. It takes a different, we just, y'all different. Y'all are just different, and that's what it is. I know I ain't for everybody, but y'all are different. Y'all are not with the, oh, I'm just gonna keep going to church and what I've learned in church and what I've learned on my own. There are a lot of things that maybe you're a great cook, but are you telling me that you couldn't be a better chef if you got trained by a chef? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you could, because they're going to take that thing that you already have and they're going to take it to the next level. They're going to teach you techniques and teach you the ins and outs so that you can, so now I understand that's why these two things work together. I was doing it before and they're good, but I didn't understand why these two work together. Oh, that's why they use this. It's what I've always used too, but I didn't know that this is why they use it, right? It is like to the next level. It's just to the next level. And so, I will not be coaching in 2023 because the greatest contribution that I can add to your life as a woman of faith, entrepreneur, is in teaching you how to study the Bible, is in equipping you in the Word of God the way only I know how to do it. And there's a lot of people out there doing it. They ain't doing it like me, and that ain't no dig to them because I ain't doing it like them, right? So I want to encourage you, as I always do, to get free. And I want to encourage you. I love you said iron sharpen iron. That is the truth. I want to encourage you to get free. Let me see if I can find this comment I got up here. I want to encourage you to get free. And I want to encourage you to enroll in Courageous Discipleship 1 or 2. Go to couragemolinauniversity.com. You've been hearing me talk about it. And the thing is, I don't know who this is for, but the thing is, it's not really a money issue for you. It's not that you can't afford the $2,000. You got it. I don't know I hate saying stuff like that. I hate saying it, but I'm going to say what the Lord say. It's not about the money for you. It's not that you don't have the money. Is that you keep saying, do I really need that? Is that something I really need? It's like this idea that you got it, like oh, I can get this, I can do this, I've had this, I've been to church or whatever. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know I see there are 12 people watching right now, and maybe this is for somebody who's going to be watching at a later time. But this is what I do know. I know that $2,000 is not about the money for you. I know it's not about the money. I don't know why you keep talking yourself out of it. I don't know that, but I know that it ain't the money. And I just want to tell you this is like how we say that God is intentional and then brush everything off as a coincidence. God is intentional. He's intentional. What do you think? You watched this video? I never used to push courageous discipleship like this. Like, man, you better Google me and see what I've been talking about all this time. I never used to push it. You think that you came across this video and these videos and this season at this time, and it just so happens to echo what God has been saying to you and what you've been feeling in your spirit and where you feel like the Spirit has been leading you. And now I'm saying for you to get in a program, and I'm always saying it, and this is the price. Like, you think that's a coincidence? It's not. Pauldra makes me smile. I don't know if you're still here, Pauldra, but Pauldra presented a situation. Pauldra, if you're here, say what's up, because I'm about to talk about you on this. You don't even know me, but I'm about to talk about you. I sent out the email I have been sending out emails for Courageous Living Mastermind, sending out emails for Courageous Living Mastermind. Have been promoting it. And while I had been saying it was going to sell out. It sold out so fast last time with almost like nothing. 10 people got in, $4,500 a piece. I ain't really have to do nothing, right? So I'm like, it's going to sell out, it's going to sell out, it's going to sell out. And so women are signing up. I've got all these calls all the time or whatever. But while people are signing up and while people are like, yeah, they want to get in, the Lord is like, we are focused on impact. If they are not going through courageous discipleship, you are not coaching them. And I'm like, what? Yeah. If anybody that ain't sent you money for Courageous Living Mastermind, forget the people who are on the yes, I'm going to do it by this date list. He's like, bump that. If you ain't got money from them, they are not going to be coached by you. They need to go through courageous discipleship. And that's cool, okay, to say. It's cool for the Lord to say that. But, sir, Courageous Living Mastermind is $4,500. This is the last launch of the year until I had planned on launching it again in January. So that's how my budget for my household works. What are you doing, sir? But every day, even though I was saying, what are you doing, sir? Every day a woman was signing up for courageous discipleship. But I couldn't really see that because I was so focused on what he was trying to take away from me. I'm like, what are you doing, bruh? He was like, that's it. That's what I said. That's it. I was like, okay, cool. So I sent out an email to you guys and I said, that's it. Everybody is, you can't get coached by me. If you had not paid by now, I don't care if I'd said, yes, you had a spot. I don't care if I sent you the link and you said you were going to pay by Friday. I'm canceling the links. I'm refunding. Like, I don't care. You're not able to get through. And so Paul just sent an email and she was like, hey, I've been thinking, I've been praying, and I believe that God wants me to coach, to be coached by you. And, so send me a link for the payment plan. And I didn't know Pauldra. I still don't really know her. And I thought, okay, that was one thing for me to tell people they can't sign up. It's another thing for me to get a private email that is not public, no one is watching, and nobody watching, ain't nobody but me and her. And she said she wants to sign up for Courageous Living Mastermind. And I read that email and I sat there and I was like, am I really going to let her in? Because I have these items that I've purchased for 10 people and I ain't got 10 people. So maybe after this cycle, I can say nobody's getting in unless they do courageous discipleship. And the Lord was like, so what are you going to do? I read her email. I was like, yeah, nope. I read her email again. It gave me a little comfort that she was like, she talked to God about it. And so I sent her an email back. I was like, yeah, I'm glad that you speak to God because so do I. And this is the new space he has me in. And so I'm not sure how you missed and she hadn't been on the email list long. That's another thing too. She hadn't been on the email list long enough to get all of the Courageous Living Mastermind sales emails, right? She was relatively new to the email list. And so I'm like, I'm not sure how if you missed them or, I know you just got on the list or whatever. I'm like, but unfortunately, I'm no longer doing that. So you can get in Courageous Discipleship or you can do both. And I sent her an email and she didn't respond. And so for the next couple of days, I was like, I'm actually out here turning stuff away. And then I looked at the list of people and I was like, God's like, we're not done. I'm like, okay. So I got ready to email Stephanie. Stephanie's probably still on here. I got ready to email Stephanie. And when I got ready to send her an email, because I have to send it through my personal email and not through ConvertKit, she had already sent me an email. She was like, hey, I know I was supposed to be in Courageous Living Mastermind. But could you please switch me to Courageous Discipleship, please? And I was like, I'm so glad you said that because I was just about to tell you, you can't get in. I'm so excited that the Lord talked to you. And then I had another one that was going to do both, Taryn. And she was like, yeah, no, this ain't it. You're right. This is where I'm supposed to be. You think that the Lord made all of those changes at that time so that you could not sign up for Courageous Discipleship. I wasn't even launching Courageous Discipleship till when? June, I think. I don't have my my little chart with me, but I wasn't even supposed to, just so you know how the Lord accelerated his timeline for you and you plan. How he wrecked up my whole little 12-month plan, and I had it in markers, and it was color coded, and I had the dates. Okay, just so you understand all of the changes that had to happen in order for this to even be an offering. Courageous Discipleship wasn't DIY. It wasn't a self-paced, I can offer it at any time. It was a get in right now, and or you're gonna miss it. That's what it was. Courageous Discipleship 2 wasn't an offering. It wasn't being offered. And I wasn't going to offer it no time soon because I needed to perfect it. The truth is, it's not because it wasn't done. I've run it before. It's because I needed to perfect it. And the Lord is like, so let me get this straight. I'm like, no, you ain't even got to start off no sentence like that. You ain't even got to be coming in hot. It's cool. Let's stay cool. I'm going to go ahead and do what you said. Yes, Sonara, we're live. You think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that you have access to it, like it's child, this ain't no coincidence. The Lord over here just shaking up my whole life for you. And you're like, I don't know if it's for me. No, child, it's for you. It wasn't even available before now. And it's never in the history. And I have run Courageous Discipleship since 2017, I think we said. 2017, 18. I have never had it where you could just, where it was DIY and you could just, it ain't never been this way. Never. Okay, in the history of its life, it has never been like this. So the Lord is just changing things up for you. He knew when you would see this. He knew when you would have the funds. And you out here playing and waiting and backing and forth. And man, if you don't get your behind in Courageous Discipleship 1 or 2, if you ain't been in one, you better get in one. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but you know you got the money, so stop playing. Like, you can play if you want to, but I ain't got time to be playing with what the Lord told me to do. So I'm going to be talking about Courageous Discipleship all the time. She always selling that, and she is. By the time I'm done, you going to be selling it. You heard me? You'll be like, well, hey, friend, Courageous Discipleship, it's a 12-week biblical studies program, and it's going to help you do. You're going to be selling it. I'm going to be talking about it so much, you're going to be able to tell somebody about it. Okay? So stop playing, get in Courageous Discipleship 1. If you've come through Courageous Discipleship 1, this message is for you. He said, we not done. You think he created it for me, so you think he had me to create Courageous Discipleship. Now you believe that God has called you for a purpose and he's given you divine downloads for the people that you've been called to serve. But you think that he gave me, the woman whose live you're on, you think that he gave me Courageous Discipleship 1 and 2 for you not to go through 2 because you went through 1. Girl, if you don't go sign up for Courageous Discipleship 2, stop playing. Stop. Y'all better stop playing. Go. If you don't go sign up for Courageous Discipleship 2, you think that he had me come up. That's what you think? You think that while people are steady defaulted on their payments, not paying me, ghosting me, not talking to me, right? Program over. I ain't seen hide no hair of them since the program over. You think that he built up my faith in him so that I can offer an extended payment plan for you not to sign up? Because you the one needed the extended payment plan. So he built up my faith and my trust in him. I don't care who ain't did what. There is somebody out here who needs the payment plan, and you gonna make it available to them. And you know what I said? Oh, okay. You know what I said? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And I ain't talking about my slow pays. I ain't talking about my, something happened. Listen, your girl from the hood, something happened. So your girl from the hood, I made a step of that first payment. I don't know where the second payment gonna come from. So I ain't mad at that. I'm standing for y'all. I'm standing in the gap for y'all. I'm talking about people who just sent me an email talking about, I thought as a pastor you would. I'm like, so you coming at me? Like, I'm talking about the ones that have made me mad. You think You think that he has helped me to grow and understand that he is my provider in the wilderness, that he is my provider in the promised land? Some of y'all living in the come on, I'm trying to get off. Some of y'all living in the promised land right now. Some of y'all are living in overflow, and you have forgotten that he is your provider. Don't have him out here reminding y'all. I don't need no reminders. I don't need no whippings. You say you my provider. You say to push courageous discipleship. You say we ain't coaching, we ain't doing no more coaching. Well, we ain't doing no more coaching. We're gonna go back to noodles and cereal. But what we ain't gonna do is we ain't gonna be coaching. No, we not. You hear me? If you have not enrolled in Courageous Discipleship 1 and you are here, sign up today. You either got $2,000 to pay it in full, God said stop playing, or you got $300 to start the payment plan, God said stop playing. If you have been through Courageous Discipleship 1 and you are here, you are what? Don't be trying to get off now. And you have been here and you know that you have the funds to get into Courageous Discipleship 2, God said he's not done. Please stop playing. Okay, I love you guys. I know y'all be like, she be beating us up. And then she be like, I love you guys. Okay, love you guys. Let me go so I can call my mama and tell her, please, if you have not any salmon croquettes left, if you could make some more, because your girl is coming by before I get on this road to get some good old salmon croquettes. Okay. All right. I love y'all. I love y'all. Yes, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be home in the morning, praise God, for church. Yeah, I am. You know what, Taryn, you're right. Because I'm a new person, because the Lord has been talking to me. Because I'm going to say this last thing and I'm going to get off. I also, being home and, being with my family, has opened my eyes to what happens when we're not on our post. When you have been given an assignment by God, when the people of God get saved, accept Christ, and then refuse to get on their post, what you see in the hood is what happens. Okay? All of the things that break your heart, that just like break your heart, like, oh my God, my heart is like broken. All of the things that break your heart, those things that you see, the problems, and what breaks my heart may not break your heart, but there is something that breaks your heart. It breaks my heart to see this. We were at the retreat and the girl was like, it breaks her heart to see homeless people. It breaks somebody's heart to see animals out on the street. It breaks somebody's heart. Y'all heart is broken about something. And what you need to know is that all of the things that absolutely break our heart is the result of God's people not being on their post. Okay? And I don't care what your post is. I don't care if your post is to feed the homeless or do somebody's hair. It actually doesn't matter. Because if we all were committed to standing on our post and doing the work at our post that we've been called to do, not only does our work get done, but people also get permission to stand on their post. So if there's a problem that you'd like to solve in the world, I'm not saying it's your responsibility. I'm saying get on your post. I can't do everything. I'm not fostering children. Foster care system, it's like trash. It is just, the foster care system fails us, okay? I'm not called to foster children, though. So I'm not saying that because it breaks your heart, that's where God is calling you. I'm saying God has a bird's eye view of all the problems, of all the things that he wants to take care of. And when there was a work that needed to be done, he created somebody for that work. And the best thing I can do for the foster care system is to get on my post. The best thing I can do for the educational system is to get on my post. The best thing I can do for drug addiction is to get on my post. The best thing that I can do for the justice system is to get on my post. That's the best thing I could do is to get, I don't know better than God. He gave me my gift and my assignment. The best thing I can do for people who have experienced trauma or sexual assault, for whoever, whatever, the best thing that I can do is get on my post because God knows better than I know. So get on your post, right? Get equipped. No matter what your post is, we all been called to minister at that post. How can you minister and be untrained? Get in courageous discipleship. 1 or 2, whatever applies to you. I love y'all. Y'all pray for me. It's been hard being here. Y'all just say my name, okay? I love you, ladies, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll probably be crying tomorrow. Heads up, I'll probably be crying tomorrow too. So if you typically don't bring tissue, just have tissue near, okay? Because I feel like I'm not all cried out yet, okay? All right. I love y'all. Later.